Let me get to Trump's team. It's in transition mode, launching already a brand new website, Twitter handle. There's a new Twitter handle promising to provide information about the president-elect and vice president-elect's events and public statements and announcements. This, as he is tasked with filling 4,000 political appointee positions over the next 72 days. Let's get going. I'm joined now with somebody who's been there firsthand to do that. Ari Fleischer, former White House press secretary under President George W. Bush. Tell us what those first 72 hours are like after winning the presidency, Ari.
Well, you know, Liz, in my case, it was 6 weeks and then 72 hours. It's heady. It inspires awe. And the notion that you will now be allowed to go inside the White House, sit in those hallowed offices, occupied desks close to the Oval Office, sitting meetings in the Oval Office, it is very heady, serious stuff. And then very quickly, it becomes tough stuff.
Well, yeah, you've got to fill 4,000 jobs, and you've got to do them effectively. You've got to vet all of the names. I'm so interested to know, how soon do people start asking for favors? Ooh, I want to be the ambassador to France. I want to be the ambassador to sandals. We're joking about that, but...
It's already underway. Everybody's already doing it. They're contacting friends who may know somebody inside the Trump campaign. Everybody is trying to work every angle they can. That's what people want to do.
Look, how about the people that you're hearing would get these opportunities? And I'm more interested now in primary competitors, people he faced off with during the primary, like the Ben Carsons of the world or the Carly Fiorinas. Are you hearing anything about that?
Liz, let me give you some advice on this. Outside some very obvious people, the people Donald Trump himself cited by name at his speech on Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, pay no attention to any of the names being bandied about. I hated it when there was a personnel opening. I hated when I was the transition press secretary and I get asked about this rumor, that rumor. The only person who knows is Donald Trump and an immediate circle around him that is very small, and hopefully they're not leaking. Anything else, when people say, I heard such and so is mentioned by whom? And so this is a time for gossip, for misinformation, for people to put their name out there because it's good there for their career. But it's impossible to guess other than the immediate, obvious first circle of people closest to Trump.
It sure sounds like everyone's conflicted when they start dropping these names to the press. But, you know, it almost seems like it's the lottery where you win it and suddenly you start hearing from your brother-in-law's brother-in-law's brother. I mean, right? I mean, everybody's trying to get in there. But in the end, what is the #1 position you think that first needs to be filled for any president?
White House Chief of Staff. Nothing is more important than controlling the process and getting the president organized. And that's the job of the White House Chief of Staff. If the Chief of Staff is good, strong, and is on the ground and running from day one in the transition, it will take everything else and make it easier. Nothing more important than that.
Well, you got to be in the room where it happens, Ari. Thank you so much for being with us to share that.
Thank you, Liz.